Hi everybody from TechnoLost, so welcome to the dedicated focus on the performances for what concerns this LG G2. This is the Korea version. This is version F320K. Nevertheless, the internal hardware is the same of the international version that will be released in most of Europe in the next week. So let's start with the test. Here we have Quadrant Advanced, antutu benchmark, Epic Citadel and Speed Testnet. So let's start with Quadrant Advanced, and while the benchmark is running, just let me remind you a few hardware specs of this device. We have the CPU, which is the Snapdragon 800. It's clocked at 2.26 GHz. It's a quad-core CPU with the production service on 20 nanometers. We have the GPU, which is the Adreno 330, and we have here is clocked at 480 MHz. And we have 2 GB of LPDDR3 RAM, so very high specs CPU and high specs GPU for what concerns this LG G2. This is the top-notch hardware of the moment, and we have this gorgeous 5.2 inches True HD IPS Plus display with the full HD resolution. So let's give a look to the score. Here we have 20,513, so a very high score for what concerns this LG G2. This is my first device that I'm testing with the Snapdragon 800. I must admit that it's really a beast of a device for what concerns speed. So now let's test the antutu benchmark. I've already run this test, so let's do it again together. Okay. And here we go. Wow, the score for this device is 30,171, so quite a high score for what concerns antutu benchmark. Very good result for this LG G2. So now let's give a look to the next test, which is Epic Citadel. For many of you maybe already knows this test for the Epic Aerial engine. This engine was used in many well-known games, like for instance the Gears of War saga. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name actually. So now, as soon as the benchmark will be ready, I want to show you that I've already set up the graphical details to the maximum possible level here. Okay. Performance settings, ultra high quality, and we have 100% resolution. So let's start the benchmark and let's see what kind of result we have here. So as you can see, and I do remind you that we have full HD resolution on this LG G2. The frame rate is incredibly high for this benchmark, especially for these ultra high settings. I'm used to see so just few frames here, like 20 or even less frame than 20 in this benchmark in some point. I mean, not everywhere and in every single scene of this benchmark, but just watching this benchmark running at such high frame rate on this device, it's really great. So it seems like we never get below 30 frames per second, maybe just few seconds, and maybe would be like 29 or 28. It's incredibly smooth, very good, enjoyable, wonderful graphic details. It's really a pleasure. So this Snapdragon 800 architecture, it seems to be a very good architecture, especially for what concerns games. We will see it even in the dedicated gaming capability focus that I will do in the next days. So the benchmark is coming to the end, and we will see in a few seconds the frame rate. the average frame rate, of course. So let's give a look. We have 43.7 and the resolution is 1800 for 1080 pixel, so just more or less 100 pixel are used by the navigation bar. So this is not the highest frame rate I could record with this device on Epic Citadel. I used to have 48 frames per second. Anyway, very good result for what concerns this LG G2. So now let's get back to the home screen. As you can see, we can even use portrait or landscape home screen with no problem with the stock launcher. So let's give a look to the last benchmark, very interesting one, considering that we have here an LTE capable device. I'm using the H3G server, so very good. This is my carrier. So let's start the test and see the LTE speed for this device. I know this test depends heavily on how busy is the network right now. As you can see, quite busy given the score that we record in here. I mean, I'm used to have more than 70 megabit per second upload speed here where I perform this test usually. Sometimes we can even get much less speed for what concerns LTE, depending on how much the network is busy. So it seems to be quite busy. We cannot get more than 44 megabit in download speed and a little bit more than 10 in upload speed. But just to give you an idea, in the previous run of this benchmark, I could even record 83.87 megabit per second download speed and up to 16.05 megabit per second in upload speed. So very good result nevertheless for this LG G2, even for what concerns the LTE connectivity. So for what concerns this benchmark, focus on the LG G2 F320K. This is the Korean version of the LG G2. That's all. Once more, thanks for watching and bye from TechnoLost.